The scene takes place outside, where the teacher suddenly leans in and whispers in disbelief, "You bastard, are you serious?" catching everyone by surprise. The students around them are left in shock, their wide eyes and gaping mouths making the whole moment look almost comical. One of them stammers out, "Huh, what? Why?" While the teacher tries to brush it off with an awkward chuckle, saying he was just asking. Then he forces a small laugh, saying that after all, money is good. We then cut to a flashback from Jin's past. His old master's stern voice echoes through the scene, explaining a powerful technique, the flying heaven limitless divine art. According to him, once mastered, it can make the user impervious to both fire and water. Jin, ever the curious learner, listens while munching on some food, casually nodding along with a distracted yes. But something else catches his attention, the sword technique. It feels orthodox, too orthodox, and that doesn't sit right with Jin. 1001 Hall's training hall becomes the backdrop as Jin reflects on something odd. Usually, it's nearly impossible to combine sword techniques of conflicting styles in a fight. But back then, when he fought alongside Yeomyeong, everything flowed like water. The techniques, the timing, their chemistry, it was flawless. That memory starts to replay in his mind. In his imagination, Yeomyeong steps forward as his opponent. She attacks with a sharp swing, and Jin meets her strike with a clean block. Another wide swing follows, but Jin's form is firm. He doesn't back down. "I can take it," he thinks, holding his ground. But something in her expression changes. Her eyes narrow, clearly annoyed that she couldn't push him back. Jin, panting from the intensity, teases her, was she getting upset? But as they continue exchanging blows, he senses something else. His body is reacting. Acupoints that were once blocked are starting to loosen. Where he once struggled just to keep up, now he's able to see the flow, predict her moves, and even hold his own. Suddenly, her voice slices through his thoughts, "What did you block?" Jin is stunned. He's beginning to realize something massive. The 10 Heavens Demon Sword, it's connected. It shares roots with the heaven-killing demonic sword, a secret arc reserved for only the direct bloodline of the Cheon clan. His mind races. The sixth form of the 10 Heavens Demon Sword isn't just a powerful strike, it surpasses the chi-storing sword and even sword chi. It's something far more advanced. It belongs to the realm of true swordsmanship. He's starting to see it. The path beyond the wall. The infinite demonic realm. Both Jin and the young cult leader strike their swords at the same time, and the clash releases an explosion of energy. The walls of the training hall crumble like sand, a massive boom echoing through the academy. Students and officials nearby are shaken, panic spreading fast. "What's going on? Are we under attack?" shouts one of them. The academy head rushes over, staring in disbelief at the wreckage. "The green steel stone was crushed like tofu," he mutters. A teacher nearby confirms that Jin was training in that room when the incident occurred. He claims the wall collapsed on him and a powerful chi wave struck without warning. Given Jin's status, they suspect it might have been an assassination attempt. But the academy head raises a brow. An assassin wouldn't be this flashy. It's more likely that Jin caused the destruction during training, though he hesitates. There's no way someone that young has already reached the peak realm. He's not even the cult leader. Orders are given. Search thoroughly. There may be an intruder. Meanwhile, Jin sits alone, deep in thought. How did the 10 Heavens Demon Sword end up in the secret vault of the Demon Heaven Jin clan? And how did his master, seemingly an ordinary man, figure out its true nature? Just who was his master really? Before he can dig deeper, a voice comes from the shadows. "Young master. It's Gu Chiel." Jin asks if he left the necessary traces to make the event look like an outside attack. Gu Chiel confirms he did as instructed, creating a trail that connects the explosion to the outer wall of 1001 Hall. But then his voice tightens. He thinks there might actually be someone else out there. Jin is caught off guard. "What?" Gu Chiel's tone darkens. He's almost certain there's another intruder, and it's not him. Jin can't help but smirk. "What blind luck," he mutters. Then he asks the critical question, "Can you track this bastard?" Gu Cheol grins. "Who do you think I am?" Under the direct command of the Cheon clan, Gu Cheol once held the fearsome title, second group leader of the Demonic King Ghostslayer squad. He was part of the 9th Cloud Ghost Order. That's his real identity. A few days later, somewhere else in the shadows, masked figures gather. One of them reports that it's already been a month since the order was issued. Pal Chongun is overseeing the operation personally, and the pressure is high. The mysterious student, who seems to be acting as the second order, panics and promises to handle things quickly. 1001 Hall has tightened security, making it harder to move. But the masked man reassures him. There's an upcoming external training event. That will be the perfect opportunity. If you can't recruit him, kill him outside. Back at the academy, Jin lets out a breath of relief. The damage to the training hall actually worked in his favor. His training was shortened, yes, but it helped stabilize him. He avoided the danger of falling prey to the heart demon, the toxic impatience to reach higher realms too fast. Now, he feels clear-headed. As he walks, considering returning to the dormitory, he's immediately greeted by 2 students who rush to his side, calling out for the young master. They order the others to move aside. Jin needs rest. In the background, another student sighs quietly. If I get drafted into the Jin clan, my whole life will change. But even then, you still have to prove your worth, someone whispers back. Inside the dormitory, Jin is pampered like royalty. One student has prepared a brand new blanket. Another offers a quiet place for him to rest. Jin thanks them with a nod. But just then, someone kicks the door open. Ma Jinseong steps in with a cocky smirk, calling Jin the neighborhood boss. The loyal students are furious. A collateral branch dares speak like that to the direct line? But Jin doesn't flinch. He tells Ma Jinseong that if he wants, he can give him an order too. Jinseong scoffs. Do you think I'd serve under you? Jin keeps his cool. If you train in the mainstream, you could surpass Ma Cheol-soo, the senior you admire so much. Jinseong is shaken. Surpass Ma Cheol-soo? The idea bounces around in his head as the door shuts in his face. Later, Jin checks on the task he assigned. A student reports in, saying he's thoroughly investigated the students with the last names Sang and Yun. Jin groans. There are so many of them. Too many. He starts listing them. 1001 Halls sang this, Yun that. Then suddenly, something clicks. The squad leader of Mountain Path Hall, wasn't he his immediate superior? That guy was always honest, never playing politics or using tricks. He didn't even seem to belong to any faction. But apparently, he does have a faction. Jin narrows his eyes. Han Nguyen. That name, it feels strangely familiar. And with that realization, the episode ends not with a fight, but with a quiet moment of suspicion. Something big is brewing behind the scenes, and Jin is standing right in the middle of it.